It looked like Satou Sabally, Aaliyah Boston, and Stephanie White was all under one roof. Something is definitely cooking up in Indy.
The basketball world is ablaze with speculation as everyone wonders what this meetup could mean for the future of the WNBA. Did you notice who Satou Sabally was hanging out with? The WNBA star was spotted at a game in Texas with Stephanie White and Kelsey Mitchell. Fans are going crazy, believing this could mean Sabally is joining the Indiana Fever, or this is the beginning of a new super team.
But the Fever, she would be an awesome and amazing fit as the stretch four on that roster.
In a calculated move that freed up a substantial amount of salary space, the Indiana Fever recently transferred Tammy Fagman-Lee to the Golden State Valkyries in the expansion draft. This gives the team a great chance to restructure their squad and make investments in outstanding young players.
Because if you want to keep Kelsey Mitchell and offer her to Supermax, and you want to bring in a Satou, you have to get rid of Tammy.
Stars like Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah will be greatly aided by this new addition. Satou Sabally, a two-time WNBA All-Star 2021 to 2023, All-WNBA First-Team Selection 2023, and a dominant force on the court, is the kind of player the Boston Fever need as free agency begins in January. The team is on fire and not just searching for a good player. They're searching for a game-changer who can swiftly turn their fortunes around. Her outstanding statistics for the regular season, 17.9 points, her 6.4 rebounds, 5.0 assists, and 1.3 steals per game make her the ideal player to help this club reach new heights.
She is arguably the best free agent available. Honestly, no, she is the best realistic free agent available.
However, here's the thing. The reason for all the commotion is that Kelly Kopp and Stephanie White aren't the kind to sit back and wait for things to fall into place. Instead, they're out there making bold moves, and their recent trip to Texas was a major power play. Satou Sabally is still with the Dallas Wings.
We're looking at a 3 to 5 year plan ahead, and part of that is, every position, from coaching to throughout the organization, and really setting us up in a way that's going to shepherd us through this next decade or so.
Everyone is talking about what this move could mean for the WNBA Fever as a whole. And guess what? Sabal has been liking those posts, which is only adding to the excitement. Remember how big it was when LeBron James announced he was taking his talents to South Beach? This could be even bigger for the WNBA. Sabally joining the league could completely change the landscape of the league, and the fans are going absolutely crazy.
She is just constantly liking posts. She's constantly liking posts about going to Indiana. She's not liking any posts about the Chicago Sky. There are equally as many people, Sky fans, commenting, go to Chicago. Go to Chicago. And she's not doing that. She's only going to Indiana. She's not going to be going to... she's only going to Indiana. She's only liking posts about going to Indiana.
Now that you're thinking how Sabally would fit with the Fever's play style, things start to become interesting. Sabally is a versatile forward who can score from anywhere on the court. When combined with Caitlin Clark's sharp shooting and Aya Boston's commanding inside presence, this trio could give any team nightmares. As you can see, she's a 64-year-old lefty ball handler who can score at 3 levels at once and slash and attack the hoop well, but she's also a strong defender with the length and quickness to guard multiple positions.
Nice job by Sabally with the block. Rejection.
Not to be forgotten is her passing. Because Sabally has demonstrated her ability to make wise plays with the ball, her teammates in the Fever system may have even more opportunities, which might result in more open looks for Mitchell and simpler baskets for Boston.
She just kind of gets it. No, pure confidence, no hesitation. That's just the way how quick her trigger is.
But wait, this is only the beginning. There is more to this story than meets the eye, and this Texas meetup is only the beginning. The upcoming weeks will be critical for Sabally's Fever and the WNBA as a whole. I promise you won't want to miss them. The WNBA's drama has reached a new level. 3 important participants in this free agency saga were at the same location at the same time, making a basketball game in Texas the hottest topic in women's basketball.
Take a look at this Saturday.
Sabally, White, Stephanie, and Aaliyah. It seems typical for Boston to be at a game between South Carolina and TCU, but this matchup ignited the WNBA world.
Satou Sabally, Aaliyah Boston, and Stephanie White been under one roof at one time. That is spooky in itself.
People began to wonder if there was trouble in paradise when they noticed that Sabally's Dallas Wings teammate Arkan Ball was at the same game. But guess what? She wasn't even close to Sabally. It's unbelievable that two teammates were at the same event and weren't even interacting.
Arike Ogumawale was definitely at this game as well. And guess who was far, far, far away from her? Satou Sabally.
Did you catch?
There seems to be some attention. In the modern world, unfollowing on social media is very common. It conveys the message that two elite players on the same team are no longer friends or even acquaintances. Sabally and Ogunball are no longer following each other on any platform. It's as though they suddenly became strangers instead of teammates.
Now, upon my investigation, I noticed that Enrique is not following Satou Sabally on any damn social media platform.
Now, let's briefly discuss the Fever. The presence of Kelsey Mitchell and Stephanie White was a declaration that the Fever was saying, "We want you, Satou. We're ready to build something special." What does all of this mean? The upcoming weeks will be crazy as we discuss possible trades that could alter everything, not just for Dallas and Indiana, but for the entire league.
Media platforms. Could this be a signal of the end of the Dallas Wings with Satou? Possibly.
This Texas meetup was undoubtedly more than just a casual gathering. It was the first step in what is expected to be the most significant free agency period in WNBA history, and we are all rooting for it.
So, what is likely to happen is, I think Satou wants out of Dallas. I think Satou Sabally wants to be gone.
Free agency saga is going to pick up speed. The Dallas Wings aren't going down without a fight. They have a secret weapon that could stop Sabally in her tracks. Will they use it? The Fever seem to have the advantage following their matchup. Satou Sabally's contract with the Dallas Wings expires on December 31st, and the Indiana Fever are prepared to move as soon as the clock strikes midnight. However, this is where things start to get interesting because the Wings have a strong tool called the core designation, which is essentially the NBA's equivalent of a franchise tag and grants them exclusive negotiating rights with Sabally.
But the Fever, she would be an awesome and amazing fit as the stretch four on that roster.
Dallas has a lot of cap space and can offer Sabally a deal that the Wings might find difficult to match even with the core designation. So why wouldn't they use this designation? They need to determine whether Sabally is worth potentially breaking their salary cap, especially with other stars on the team to consider the Fever.
Their cap table, it seems like they do have the room to make a big-time acquisition. Kelsey Mitchell is going to get a max deal. That's going to be priority number one. But then they have to bolster the rest of the roster.
However, there is more to this tale. The Fever must find a way to keep Kelsey Mitchell pleased as her contract is about to expire while simultaneously attempting to sign Sabally. It's like attempting to solve a puzzle with shifting parts. What is preventing Dallas from retaining Sabally? After that Texas meetup and the ensuing social media turmoil, you have to wonder if Sabally and the Wings' relationship is already strained. It's about team chemistry, future goals, and the franchise's entire direction.
As we get prepared for the expansion draft, but the Dallas Wings can core Satou Sabally.
So,
whether you're a fan of the Fever, a supporter of the Wings, or you just enjoy basketball drama, you won't want to miss a second of this. The next few weeks are going to be crazy. We're talking daily updates, cryptic social media posts, and probably a few surprises. Will the Wings use their core designation? Will the Fever's cap space be enough to entice Sabally away? What about Mitchell? This free agency period could have a huge impact on the entire WNBA.
Players question, so are they saying that she would have had to have been a free agent last season in court?
but there's more.
The whole WNBA may be about to experience a game-changing event, but who will be most affected? Sabally to the Fever might rock the league. Let's examine what this move could actually mean. Imagine that Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Satou Sabally are all on the same court wearing the same jersey. Can you imagine how difficult that would be for other teams to handle? However, it's not just about the Fever getting stronger. The Wings would be losing a key player who has been essential to their team. Sabally isn't just any player. She's a difference maker. You think the Wings will just let that happen without a fight?
And it looked like Kelsey Mitchell is definitely on her way to being cored by the Indiana Fever.
And you can bet that the rest of the league is keeping a careful eye on this situation. Every general manager, coach, and player is attempting to determine what this means for them, because when one team becomes this much stronger, everyone else must step up their game. We're looking at a move that could flip the competitive balance of the WNBA. The team could go from struggling to serious contenders. The adaptability of Boston's domination in the paint and Mitchell's scoring are a combination that might cause problems for any team, but let's take a moment to consider whether this change could truly make the difference. Potential championship contenders. The WNBA has demonstrated that when teams fill their rosters with several all-stars, they may dominate in ways that are impossible to foresee.
Because it's time for the Fever to compete for a championship, and Sabally would be a huge piece for that.
The WNBA is about to get really interesting, so don't take your eyes off it for a second. This kind of move not only affects what happens on the court, but it also changes how people view the team. Suddenly, everyone wants to watch the Fever play every game, and every action becomes must-see. One thing is certain, though. The next few weeks will be intense. Team managers will be working overtime to figure out how to respond if this move occurs, and US fans are in for one hell of a show. This move by Sabally to the Indiana Fever might drastically alter the situation. Analysts are already talking about how powerful Sabally and Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston may be together, and their combination could give any team nightmares.
And Sabally's almost the ideal perfect fit for Indiana. She was 18 points a game last year, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists. She's actually a pretty good playmaker, especially for her size, a good shooter for her size, more of a spot-up shooter than anything else, but a versatile offensive player in that regard.
But wait, we're not there yet. The upcoming weeks will be exciting. The Wings may continue to utilize that core classification to maintain Sabally, or perhaps another team will unexpectedly join. Who knows what will happen? The basic line is that whether Sabally gets the Fever or not, this free agency period will be intense. The league is poised to undergo some significant changes, and every move counts. Get ready for some furious WNBA action. It will be an exciting journey.